Whoops. My friends would call that a plunker, that every once in a while I get the words all twisted around. So I'm broadcasting this evening. My name is Ryan Miller. I am the founder of Parent Dome, where I speak about keeping people safe in a digitally immersed life. I talk about awareness, oversight, and controls, keeping them safe from the dangerous risks, threats, and permanence of an internet-connected life. Sorry. And that I am tonight broadcasting on Periscope. Fran, good to see you. Taylor, good to see you. A couple of other people that came in. I think Meg is in here as well. I'm also on Blab. And for those who want to watch this on the big screen, hopefully not in too high def for me because I'm not camera ready, on Nissan Communications. So I hope everybody is having a delightful night tonight. A lot of things that I want to go over tonight. Puppet Kevin, good to see you. Greetings. This is my Friday evening multicast that I do. I want to start off that I deal with a terms of service. My terms of service are critically important that they are adhered to on multiple platforms. On my Periscope audience, they are very familiar with my terms of service. On the Blab platform, this simply asks for the behavior to be appropriate as if you were sitting amongst minor children. No profanity. Very good, Meg. No profanity. When I speak, you can just listen. I don't understand multiple languages. That is my issue. So I just ask that communication be in English. Questions are related to my topic. So that is the purpose of the terms of service. If you do violate that, not a big deal. You wind up getting blocked. And I just take the information and you become part of my Block Lives Matter, and I hold you accountable for your behavior on my broadcast. That's why I make this available. So everybody knows what the expectation is when they come into a broadcast. Another important thing, this is kind of a housekeeping issue. I used to hold up this placard as well. For those that are in the position of creating harm on themselves, or they see something harmful happening, this was a link that they could insert into a broadcast for people to get instant access to getting assistance. Unfortunately, that activity and that intervention has been very difficult and painful, and that has been a solo exercise, and people are asking me for that assistance. I am Chrissy, good to see you. And I have now put on my website at parentdome.com, let me hold up that card. At here, there's at the top of my website, there is a title that says crisis. And because live streaming is an international issue, you have people from all over the world that could be involved in a crisis. I needed to have world-based resources to deal with intervention in crisis. I decided to take those resources and put them directly on the website and allow other people to gain access to those tools. If you're in harm, go to my website, download the crisis, go to open the hyperlinks, and you can be wherever you are in the world, you will find the resources to get access to help. Toll-free numbers, people that you can reach out to and talk to. And the people on Blab and the people on Nissan Communications, unfortunately, are not able to see that I'm not any longer interacting with the disruptive behavior that happens in my broadcast. I'm just removing them. I learned somebody spoke wisdom to me that when I'm talking to those people, when they're blocked, I'm like talking to a ghost. And that is what is happening. I have a bunch of ghosts which are appearing that are being rather problematic. And they don't want to contribute to the conversation. They want to be disruptive to the conversation. So one thing I wanted to do is I apologize that I wasn't on broadcast last week. Last week, I needed to take a mental health break because of those people that have followed me for some time know what is behind my curtain. And last week I had to do something, and I'm going to do it again for my Periscope audience to see this part of the reason I was off radar last week. So I have to go do this, and I have to make room. I have to move these, and I have to take 1, 2. And this is the worst thing that I have to do as just an illustration as to what is happening on the internet. And those purple Post-it notes represent people that have taken their lives on live stream. These are people that I've been involved with, that have been involved in all types of harm, and I've not been able to stop or intervene or get first responders to locations in time, and these people have taken their lives. And this is not my business, folks. It's not my business to go out and try to rescue people's children. It's not. And at the same time, I'm getting constant emails, direct messages for people that want me to help them after they're experiencing trauma on the internet. And they're asking me all of this, how do I do this? How do I do this? How do I do this? People are telling me to come to you. But honestly, people, I've had people speaking to me truth and love, that this is a university of information to help those that want to be proactive in keeping their children safe on the internet. It's a proactive approach. So those people that are part of the parent-owned family are experiencing the benefit. And last week I asked people, could you please just share with me in an email, a video, a direct message, or something that lets me know, based upon your participation with me, that you have learned something. Sorry, my audio is out of whack because I've got 3 things going at the same time, so I apologize. If the audio is out of sync on Periscope, you might want to exit out of the broadcast and come back in, and it should come back in. So all this communication coming into fix. These are some of the people are part of Parent-Owned, which I'm pleased to help them in those circumstances. Unfortunately, those are not so bad. But the other side of the equation is those that have not taken any proactive position or asking for help. I can't be a free consultant to them. And it's very painful because the amount of energy that it would take for me to navigate them down the path to fix the problem that they've already experienced is timely. I mean, it's a time investment. So I'm going to share something with you here in just a moment. But if you are watching me on Nissan, you're welcome to call in at 919-518-9773, or you can come in live on Skype at Computers 2K Voice. Blab, you can also post questions in the chat roll to ask questions about what I'll be sharing with you. And in my Periscope audience asking questions, I normally get to those as well as best I can. So based upon the amount of people that are coming in and asking me these questions, the amount of pain that these people are in, not knowing what to do, having not signed into here I went out and I sought the counsel of both my listeners on Periscope. I went to people that have been speaking into my business. I was doing a decompression. And they said, Ryan, you're trying to change the world. You're trying to change the world. I said, well, yeah, I am. But you're trying to change the world with what you have as this university of information. But there's a hurdle for people that they don't understand the urgency to measure it with the value that you have. So what that meant to me was that the value that I have in the university is significant. It's thousands of hours of work and research and tools and video and data, and it has a value. But they said, you have to abandon your attachment to the value and be the world changer. I'm like, I never viewed myself as a world changer. They said, your message is unlike anything else out there. Your consistency to it, your activism to it, you are walking this path. You're showing how it can be done. You're not abandoning people. First priority, good to see you. I'm glad I'm able to see one of your texts pop up. So I took that and I talked to my friends and I said, how do I do this? How do I effectively navigate this path? And a very wise man from Australia said to me, how do you eat an elephant? I've heard this before. And I thought, yeah, one bite at a time. He says, the world is the elephant, and you just need to attack it one bite at a time. You can't saturate the world. You cannot get media visibility across all the broadcasting channels. You won't even get a spot on their show. But do it in a way where you are such a vision and missionary that your voice is carried out there further. And you said, you really want to help these people? Then help them. So I was thinking, what is it going to take for people to want to invest to keep their children safe? Because I thought, we're all consuming TV. We all have a cable bill that we're spending anywhere from $80 to $100 a month on our cable bill. We have a phone bill, which is $150 or more a month. These are our entertainment. But if we were to go to the movies, we're going to drop $20 to $40 to go to the movies, however frequently we go to the movies. But what are people going to pay to keep their kids safe on the internet? To learn, not only to learn, to put into practice. And I said, is it the cost of a cable bill? The value is there. The value is much greater than a cable bill because it's educational content, but people are not paying a cable bill. Is it a movie ticket? No, it's not a movie ticket because that entertainment is so valuable to them that the popcorn and the soda and that 2-hour experience for $40 is valuable to them. But here I am, a public broadcasting station, delivering a Susie Orman type of message to help people make good decisions about their about their kids. And I thought, what price point would I get them? So here's what I've done. And this is going to be going forward because I told all the people in Parent Dome, you have been moved off to the side, that people have signed up. You are going to have the benefit of everything that I've done and will continue to do as an early adopter. You are the early adopters and you're supporting me going forward. Amen. Thank you. And I love you. And for all your support, I am so gracious. And you are going to be treated incredibly special to me. But moving forward, I'm bringing new services to light. I'm developing a downloadable app for the smartphone, both on Android and on the iPhone. I'm creating an inventory of podcasts. I'm not giving people those podcasts. The family that I have over with Parent Dome, they are going to be given those broadcasts. The newsletter, my family already enjoys that newsletter that I put out every single day. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, now, You can try for $1, which is a darn pack of gum. People, for $1, you get to try it for 10 days. For 10 days, you get to try it and see what I've been talking about in the depth and breadth of what I'm talking about. Just click on the link and spend $1, which is a pack of gum. Just look and see and how much I've got available, and you can probably get some solutions right then. So that's the first thing. After that 10 days, it will be $7.99 per month. However, if you use a coupon code, it will be $3.99 a month. So for $4, which is a cup of coffee for a month, you're going to have access to the continuously updating, changing information as to what's happening on this digital platform, the dangerous risks and threats as they come up every single week as I update them, the several hundreds of lessons, the several hundreds of videos that I have, the research documentation, and I'm going to put it in the hands. And for $1 and then $4 a month, people will have access to all of this information. There's nothing out there nearly like that. Nothing at all. You can't, I don't want to tell you what you can't do, but based upon this being the single destination that talks about all the things I do in a politically incorrect way, because I speak truth about what the relationship is between us, the technology, what corporate interests are, what the legal system desires out of us, how we have not stepped up to the plate and read terms of service, and that is where everything falls down. Everything falls down when people are making assumptions and they're not reading the terms of service of the applications which they're downloading. They're not understanding the terms of service of the smartphone that they own. And when they get into trouble and they say, Ryan, can I fix it? I'm saying, what have you done to help me help you fix it in accordance with the terms of service? I don't know what they are. Then I can't help you. There is no ability for me to help you if you don't know what is required to report. Because in order to report a problem on Periscope or any other live streaming platform, you have to comply with the terms of service for them to act. But that's only one level of protection. It's not the secondary and third level of protection that's needed. So I wish I had the ability that I could turn around and show you a video, but I want to tell you this link, followed by the hash, the slash mark, and the word elevation, not elevator, elevation. I'm elevating you. Elevation is a page that I have designed specifically to walk you through this. There's a video. It walks you through. You can click. You can apply a coupon code, which is right on that page. So you get it for 10 days for $1. And then you can go in. If you put that coupon code in, you get it for $3.99. And you continue to enjoy everything that I make available to you. And if you haven't seen my frequency and my consistency of communication, jump onto Periscope. The Periscope people have been listening to me for a while and they're learning things. I'm providing a section on my website that gives the testimonials of the people that have been involved with me over this period of time and what has happened with them. So if anybody has any questions for me, I know this may not be an appropriate question and answer discussion, but you can call in at 919-518-9773, or you can come in on Skype at Computers 2K Voice. And I need to take a drink of water. I don't know why I'm so warm today. I feel like Marco Rubio, if anybody can pick up that reference. Thank you. That was perfect. Thank you, Kevin. Have a great night. I know it's late. It's like 1:30 in the morning, so go to sleep. To my UK friends, it's very late. It was very late. But I thank you for joining me. I had a bunch of people that had joined me on Periscope from the UK. Oh my gosh. Oh, so one of my friends on Blab just shared that in my newsletter, I added that I've created t-shirts One T-shirt has got the Periscope logo on it, and it says my name at the bottom, Parent Dome, and the other has the hashtag Black Lives Matter. And those that are tied into the newsletter are getting that, and they can get it. So one of my listeners got that T-shirt. Hope it came in. It fits, Mac. And I also warned them not to get the shirt that has the Black Lives Matter hashtag unless they're prepared to have a conversation about what I mean by that. Many people, when they see it and hear it, they naturally think it's related to the movement that is happening about the Black Lives Matter. And there is no intention to have any synergy with that whatsoever, because let's say all lives matter. But this is a difficult message for some people to share. So that T-shirt, I offered caution that if you aren't prepared to have a conversation with somebody that, no, that's not what this is about. This is about how people behave on the internet and how this particular person handles it. Oh, awesome, Allie. Sorry, I am really hot. I think it's really hot down here today. Man. So I wanted people to know that my mission is so important to me, and that I have all of these children that are in trauma that I became personally overwhelmed. And Jenny cares. Good to see you, Jenny. And that the energy that I have been investing to help other people's children. I wasn't dealing with the parents and I wasn't dealing with the children. I was dealing with the sphere of influence. But even that was getting to the point that it was overwhelming. Not only that, my financial investment to support these activities was exceeding the revenue that I was getting in return to helping protect. So for me to go down this path for certain people would cost me money. And I was pleased to do that if I saw that there was a hope that I could affect change. But my investment in other parents' children, I had to stop. Because my caring concern with this group of people was greater than their parents' awareness to facilitate concern on those. Understand what I said there. That their awareness. I'm not saying that these parents don't care what's happening. I'm saying that those parents aren't aware of what's happening. Maybe a portion of them are and they don't care. I don't know. I don't judge that. I was trying to help. So I have abandoned my energy in that effort. Those people that are blocked, they are blocked and they will be processed, but my commitment to how I'm handling that is changed. Because my mission now is to wake up the world, to wake them up and say that pack of gum or that cup of coffee is going to be your avenue so you can get your conscience pierced, so how you can take the appropriate steps to protect your kids. And that you will not, if you're in here and you go through this based upon your dynamic of your family and the emotional and psychological ability of your children, and you go through this, you're not going to have those digital tattoos on your children's face that are going to prevent them from getting a college education or getting a job. That won't happen because you'll have the tools and resources to know of it in advance. So I'm saying the curtain, I'm going to leave it closed. Those people back there are going to stay back there. Those people that are on the internet that are experiencing pain, your first option is right here. Go in for $3.99 and read or listen or watch or do research and take the journey first, that it's not someone else to fix the problem, that you have an ownership stake in developing responsibility, that the responsibility is ours, it's not others. I'm gonna do a little bit of a reset here for a second. Um, my broadcast here on Periscope, I've got 3 broadcasts going at the same time. I've got Periscope, I have Blab, and I'm also doing a TV show at the moment. My name is Ryan Miller, the founder of Parent Dome, where I speak about keeping people safe in a digitally immersed life. I talk about awareness, oversight, and controls, and keeping them safe from the dangerous risks, threats, and permanence of what's happening on the internet. So, Mikey, I apologize that you caught me midstream there, that I couldn't address that, but that's what this broadcast is about, and that I represent an educational platform. It's at parentdome.com that is meant for parents and caregivers to navigate this incredibly digitally immersive life, to get the tools and resources to help them in relationship with their children on how to keep them safe. And one of the things that I used in my video is, we trust our children with access to the internet, right? Will we take a set of car keys and put them in the hand of an 8-year-old and trust them to drive a car? Absolutely not. Now, you may be a farm child and you've been used to operating machinery, but the normal people, you're not going to take a set of car keys and put them in the hands of a child. But that's what we've done with technology. We put technology in the hands of a child, and it's so young that they're able to navigate how to use that technology. But they're taking this technology out into the world, which is public, which is essentially driving that car on the highway without the knowledge and wisdom on how to drive. And I just say, parents, let's take a moment and pause. Let's process this a little bit. I am never saying take your kid off of the internet. Never say that, because the internet's got some very powerful things available and it can help them educationally. Oh, sorry. And that age appropriately give them access to things under supervision. And this is one of the things that I repeat over and over again. Absent of oversight, you have no evidence as to what a child's behavior is on the internet. So any statement we make about our child's behavior on the internet, if it is absent of any evidence, it's just a story. And I provide parents a simple pathway on how to navigate that journey. And I honestly, when people look at what is available, many people say, Ryan, it's overwhelming. It's too much for people. They need to be spoon-fed. You need to give them a little piece at a time. And my constant response to that statement is, if my audience is the world, I'm dealing with multiple family dynamics, I don't know where any one person is at a time. I don't know if somebody has been attacked by some Trojan virus or a worm or ransomware that is coming through their router. I don't know. I don't know if their kid has been all of a sudden trapped through Kick-Ass FM or YouNow or Snapchat. I don't know if they've experienced identity theft. I don't know if their kid isn't addicted to video games or pornography. I have no idea. But how do I address in a spoon-feeding manner the person that's experienced the virus while ignoring the person that's addicted to video games, ignoring the person that's got too many selfies on Instagram? I can't. So the platform is designed as an open door for everybody, wherever you are. No judgment. You come in, you see it, and you make a decision. Oh my gosh, my kid just downloaded Musical.ly and I have no idea what Musical.ly is. Oh, here's information on Musical.ly. Here's how the kids are using it. Here's some of the fun things about it. Here's some of the dangerous things about it. Here, our recommendation is this, that if you're going to use this application, depending upon your child, their emotional development, their maturity, you may want to participate with this application with them. If you're not able to participate with them, then we strongly suggest you don't let them do it in private. But these are just recommendations. But I don't know where anybody is at a particular time, so I provided this platform that addresses all of those issues. And as a parent, you can deal with it proactively, and that if you have young children, you can start a discipline and create digital citizenship and digital stewardship early on. If your child is much older and they've already relinquished and they're in the problem areas at this point, you can navigate how to get back control, oversight, and restraint without creating massive pushback from your child. So I'm actually pleased tonight. My last two participations on Blab have been very less than supportive and productive. So the Periscope audience, if you're not familiar with Blab, it's another social media platform which has got multiple video windows where people can participate in a chat room. Just like here, instead of you guys chatting, it's got another interactive chat experience. And I was trying to do some support, therapeutic support, non-therapeutic, but discussion with people in the social media platform of Blab about disruptive behavior and how to, for adults, to handle it. And because these social media platforms allow for teens to download them, Periscope has terms of service that allows 13-year-olds, Blab does as well. That Blab had a lot of teenagers in my experience. And they were rather combative in addition to being disruptive. And they started doing things which were in direct violation of the terms of service, and some things were a little bit questionably legal in what they were doing. And there was a very heated discussion to the point where, as in Periscope, I blocked people from them. In Blab, I was removing them from the broadcast. To the point where it got so heated that people have technology skills. This is one of the things that people don't understand, that we don't actually assume that there are people out there with smarter technology skills than we have. But these people took my broadcast, duplicated it, and put it in another room. So I was being broadcast in two different rooms, and people were saying things in this other broadcast with me in it, but I was not in it. It was just a copy of me. They were pretty much roasting me, which is okay. People can do that. And then people came in and started in my live broadcast saying vulgar, vile, disruptive, just a tidal wave of bad things. And I had to be proactive to protect the minor children that were in my broadcast from all of this stuff that was happening in the live application of Blab. In Periscope, it's very simple. I just block. But I have more people's eyes on it on Blab, more people sitting in the broadcast seeing this happen real time. Well, here's what happened. After I went through this exercise of removing people from that broadcast, a bounty was put on my head that whenever I was going to go live, people were following me. I have people follow me on Periscope. I have people that follow me on Blab. Periscope, those people I don't want to follow, I can remove them. That I don't want following me, I can block them. Blab, I don't have that ability. So there are people following me that blow a whistle that says, Ryan's going live, we need to go and disrupt him. So I know there are people that are sitting out there that have been trying to blow a whistle. Now, fortunately, I've had enough blocking to prevent that from happening. But this is what happens. I am a grown man. I'm a mature adult. My mission is to speak to parents, not to kids. I'm thankful that I can speak to kids to build a bridge to their parents. But my message is to parents. Kids asking me to help them, that's not my job. I'm not your dad, not your uncle. I'm a mature man that wants you to get a relationship with somebody that's close to you, and it's not me. I got distance. Go to your parents, go to your uncle, go to your neighbor, go to your friend. But I'm not here to counsel you. I'm here to drive you to your parents because your parents are the ones that are developing the responsibility in you based upon what they expect from you. Because if my view is different than your parents, I'm dividing a wedge. I'm providing a dividing wedge between the kid and the parent. I have no desire to do that. I want to get the kids back to the parents, but the parents aren't aware of what's happening. So when the kid goes to the parents are like, I don't know what to do. And I want to say, parents, if your kids are coming to you, come here. Go to Parent Dome. Have a conversation with Ryan. Listen to one of his broadcasts. Send him an email. Send him a direct message on Twitter. And for a pack of gum, you can get started on learning what your kid is immersed in and how that digital tattoo is going to affect them. Remember that 8-year-old with the car keys? You've got 8-year-olds in cars driving all over the internet superhighway, having car wrecks all over the place. Those children are doing what they do, and that car is just a mashed up piece of metal at this point because nobody sees where they're driving. They don't see who they're running into. And that's why I keep saying what the most important piece for parents is to have that oversight. If you don't see what your kids are doing, you have created a story as to what they're doing. And I have now a growing audience of kids that have watched me on live broadcast that have their parents now sitting with me on broadcast. I have parents that are bringing their kids to watch me on broadcast because the kids, not only are they, some of them doing this stuff, but there's an overwhelming volume of kids that are experiencing it. The kids themselves are being attacked in silence because the kids many times don't have the relationship. They're hiding with their technology that they don't go to their parents and say, help. Because I've said this before, the kids want the parents to show them love in action, not a request. Kids don't want to say, Mom and Dad, will you love me? They don't want to say that. They want to see that their parents care so much about them that they love them to the point that they want to keep them safe. And again, I'm not judging anybody here. I think we all have that in us, that we want to keep our children safe. But this fear with the technology, my friend Doug said it so well. He said, separating a child from technology is almost a surgical procedure. He is in the foster care world, that children are being pulled out of families because of something really bad going on, and the kids are dropped in him for a period of time or for an extended period of time. And these kids are in trauma. They are in the face of trauma. And in the UK, they have laws and requirements about what the kids can and cannot do on the internet. But he said to separate the child from that smartphone is actually like a surgical procedure. There's so much resistance. And I have a very close friend that their marriage has fallen apart. There's custody issues between the two different parents. One parent has one view of technology, another parent has another view of technology. When the one parent was concerned about the child's activity on the technology and tried to remove the iPad from the child, and the child resisted and said, no, listen, I'm the parent, give me the iPad. In retrieving the iPad, the child slugged the woman in the face and gave her a black eye. Now, there's a lot of emotional stuff that's going on in those situations. There's tons of things. But just simply separating that iPad away from a young child to facilitate them striking out, this is not surprising. It's sad. It's very sad. And you can go all over YouTube and see this kind of behavior when parents get to the point that they need to wrestle the technology away from the kids and the kids blow up. My goal is to listen to those that I trust and respect and I admire. I'm a pretty smart guy. And I have always said if I'm the smartest man in the room, I got to get out and get into a different room. That I need to surround myself with very smart people. And I do. I speak to smart people that hold me accountable. And then I surround myself with people that tell me the hard things that I need to hear. And I heard some hard things. I've been dealing with this and they're saying, this is not your fight, buddy. This is not your fight. That I'm investing this energy to try save other people's kids. And it was having an effect on me. People saw it. They were telling me, but I was ignoring it, but they saw it. And then the purple ones were having their effect on me. There was so much of that last week that I needed to go get my head screwed on straight. Because knowing kids are dying and seeing this stuff happen, play out, is more than anybody should see. My heart goes out for those people that are in that space that are dealing with this. It's not something that I can continue to do. Occasionally I will, but as far as my mission, Fran, how are you? That's my evidence. My evidence that this is happening is behind me. And parents, you have your own evidence and you see here and you know about this. I just have the ability to bring a boatload to you and show you and broadcast what this reality is. The other piece is that they're saying your message is powerful, Ryan, but you know where it is right now. It is all over. Right now, my message is being interpreted, being transitioned into Portuguese. I have somebody translating in 2 countries in the Middle East. It is going over into the UK. I have it being in the Philippines. It is the world. This platform affords me the ability to reach to the world, just one of many. And if I'm truly going to be speaking to the world, I should be prepared for the world. And that's where Stevie G was very helpful to me. And when he said, how do you eat an elephant? You eat it one bite at a time. He said, you need to bring the other warriors beside you because you are the chieftain of the warriors on this message. And you're fighting it and you've got it, but you can't go to war alone. And I'm here to help. That this is putting the oil in the engine of your car. It's just a behavior. It's just a discipline. Sometimes it takes an ideological mind shift. Just a shift of where you are today to say, you know what he says is true. I know it to be true, but some of the things for me to make that transition are a little bit harder than I'm ready to take on. And I'm not saying this is something that you need to flip a switch. It's a journey. That if we want to lose weight, we're not going to lose weight tomorrow. We have to change our behavior. Brent, yes. So somebody's asking, and I've got people coming in at different times to this communication. So what this platform is an educational platform. There's 300 and some odd lessons. And if you were to go to that, parentdome.com, and put a / and type in the word elevation, it'll give you a video and a link and it'll walk you through it. And what people have to pay is they pay $1 to try it for 10 days. For $1, you can gain access to start the journey of knowledge for 10 days. From there on after, it would be $7.99 if you don't have a coupon code. but it would be $3.99 with the coupon code. So for $3.99, which is less than a cup of coffee for an entire month, you can walk down this path. But here's the thing, my site is not stagnant. I'm constantly updating it. You get part of all of my Periscope teaching along with that. It's a continuous flow of information that comes behind you. So yes, there's a ton of content that you can pick and choose that you can go through based upon where you are. But yeah, it costs something. And in order to get something, sometimes you have to pay something. And the value is so heavy. I just made it ridiculously crazy that if you're not willing to spend $1 to try it for 10 days, please, please don't email me. Please do not email me. Go when that problem hits you and you've heard this message and your kid shows up. I've given you the opportunity. I'm giving you a quart of oil to save your engine before the whole thing seizes. If you choose not to put the quart of oil into your engine and you keep on driving and the engine seizes, you're not coming to me. You're going to somebody else to rebuild the engine. And that's what I would say. Here you go. Let me give you the number of this great therapist. Let me give you the number of this great attorney, and go have it on. And I have those resources. So when you come to me in that state, I won't abandon you, but I'll just give you, here's the lawyer, and here's the law enforcement. It's mind-boggling to me that people will, I don't know. I don't understand human nature when I'm dealing with my particular message. And this is just my hang up. I guess it's like our diet. I guess it's like a diet. That people that are offering health supplements and they know the health supplements will be so beneficial to people to live longer, why wouldn't you take a health supplement? Maybe it's got to be just like that. And our kids are like, are we going to spend money for a health supplement for ourselves? We're going to spend money to keep our kids safe? Maybe that's the same thing. And when that child is out there and has the problems that they have, I think that's a good example. And I guess that was a good thing that popped into my head to draw that analogy. But I am changing it. I'm changing my direction because this is about my why. It's not the what. This is the what. The what is the ton of information that's back there. But the why is because I'm desperately trying to get the parents to help them get their children before it's too late. Before it's too late. That digital tattoo is so far imprinted on their face that they have no options. That you may not, depending upon what your view is for where you want your child to wind up in the future, this is directly related to that. And you can't say it's others when you've been here and you've heard that we have that responsibility. We may deny and choose not to accept it, but it's a complete lie to blame it on other people. You can't blame the schools. You can't blame the government. You can't blame society. You can't blame over there when we have done these things ourselves. So is there any questions that anybody has? I'm getting close to the end. Are there any questions that people might have for me or anybody? No blame. Very true, Edna.
Nothing here.
Nothing there. Okay. Well, I can say I'm very excited to be going down this path to give it to people and let them now have, I don't know of any hurdle that I've created at this point, that I have now made it abundantly clear that this is the destination. And I'm going out to change the world, there's no doubt. This will be handled differently. I am here for the people that are part of the parent-owned family. I want to make that family be gigantic. I want it to be huge. That we can, as parents and caregivers of children, that we can take this step this really comes to restoring the family unit and putting things in perspective as to what's most important. And I've said on my broadcast, what would happen to our lives if we lost all electricity? Would we go insane as a family, or would we be flourishing as a family? I was sharing that I've taught my daughter how to make campfires. I've taught my daughter how to operate a chainsaw. These are things that are not relying upon being plugged into an outlet. We are now in our household implementing digital fasts. We are implementing time during the weekend where the internet is we're off grid. We're off grid. So I think I'm going to end a little bit early tonight. I thank everybody for joining me on Periscope and on Blab and at Nissan. I'm excited as I'm coming out to, as I say, eat that elephant one bite at a time and speak truth, life, love, and hope to parents and caregivers in the relationship with their children, and that this digital relationship should be a secondary relationship, should not take place of the one that we have with living, breathing human beings. So great. I'm going to say goodnight, and I'm going to shut down a couple of broadcasts and make myself available to come into Blab and answer any questions. So Allie, Edna, you've got me going on both screens here, so I'm all confused. I'm first priority. So I'm going to close out Periscope. Good night to my Periscope audience. Good night, Jamie, Edna, and I forget who else was in there. And I'm going to click out of here. Awesome. And then I'm going to say goodnight to the Nissan audience. I will see you. Oh, I may not see you next weekend. I'm taking a little bit of a vacation next weekend, so that probably won't happen. I'm taking my family down to the Walt Disney World. Good night, Edna. Thanks for coming in.
You are tuned to the Nissan Communications Network. Our weekly lineup of call-in programs includes Computers 2K Now with Amnon Nissan, My Life, My Will with Gisela DiCarlo, The Tanya Love Show, Health Then with Debbie Bruck, Breaking Free with Marilyn Shannon, Triangle Be Well with Howard Jacobson, Lunch and Learn with Rabbi Yisrael Cutler, Lessons of Vietnam with NCVVI members, Parent Dome with Ryan Miller, Current Affairs with Amnon Nissan. And if you tuned in too late, you can always watch each program in its entirety or download an MP3 audio file of it in the archives section on nissancommunications.com. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Twitter, and like us on Facebook. Sponsored by Atomos.com, makers of quality video recorders and converters, CarolinaApparel.com, and DeltaForce.net.